In the early 1900s, a school teacher sat grading papers late one evening in the one-room schoolhouse she taught in. She had just graduated from college, and this was her first teaching job. Back then, schoolhouses were often located on family farms and overseen by a landlord, and the landlord had asked the teacher not to stay past 5 o'clock on any given evening. When she asked why, the landlord was short with her and didn't give an explanation. So, having quite a few more papers to grade, she decided to ignore the landlord's wishes on this one occasion, figuring he would probably never notice anyway. As the minutes turned into hours, it was nearly 7 o'clock, and dusk was falling. Just as the teacher was about to finally call it quits for the evening and begin her long walk home, she began to get an eerie feeling in the pit of her stomach, like someone was watching her. She looked up, and towards the back of the drab schoolhouse she saw a child sitting in a seat with her hand raised, as if she wanted to ask the teacher a question. She had never seen this little girl before, and was quite startled, to say the least. "Can I help you?" asked the teacher. The little girl, who was frail in her appearance and dressed in an old, worn-out dress, said, "Can you please show me my lesson in my primer? And teacher, I can't find my little rag doll." The teacher stood and moved towards the girl to get a better look at her, thinking maybe it was one of her students and that her eyes may just be playing tricks on her. She took a look at the small, dusty primer book that the girl held in her hand, but before she could touch it, the girl and her book vanished, as if she were never there. She then grabbed her belongings and in a startled haste ran to her landlord's home across the meadow. Once there, she told the landlord's wife about what she had saw, and the woman said, regrettably, that this was the reason why they asked her not to stay late at the school. They had a lot of teachers who had done just that, and then turned in their resignation the next day. They really needed a teacher for all the boys and girls of the community, and had hoped she wouldn't stay late so she would never see the ghost. The teacher assured the landlady that she had no intention of resigning, and that she had a plan to come up with an assignment for the little girl, and that she was going to go home and make the little girl a rag doll just as she had requested. The next night, the teacher stayed after school, hoping that the little ghost girl would appear once again. As 6 turned to 6:30 and 6:30 became 7, she was just about to give up when she heard the little girl's broken voice once again. "Please, oh please, teacher, tell me my assignment, and help me find my little rag doll." The teacher gave the girl an assignment in her primer, then told the girl she had found her doll in the back of the room and placed the little rag doll on her desk. The teacher turned around for a moment, and when she turned back towards the girl, both the little girl and the rag doll were gone. The next evening, she waited around at the schoolhouse again, and the little girl never reappeared. She went to tell the landlady about what had happened, and the landlady asked her to go for a walk with her. As they walked, the landlady told her about how a little girl had been murdered in a swamp on her way home from school, and that neither the girl's doll nor the killer had ever been found. The girl had stayed after school the night it happened, and dusk had been falling just as it was on this night. As they passed the swamp, they came to the child's grave, and both women were astonished at what they found. There, sitting on the grave, was the little rag doll that the teacher had given the girl the previous night. The teacher remained at the school for many years, and the little girl never reappeared again, as her spirit was now at peace.